before we get into the Nets' handling of Kyrie, Amar'e Stoudemire, six-time All-Star, joining the conversation. Amar'e, you bring a very unique perspective. Obviously, we all know the success you had with Nash on the court, and then you were an assistant on the Nets, and also you're a black man who is Jewish. What was your reaction to Kyrie?
I mean, my initial reaction was, what I've noticed throughout the years of Kyrie is that he's a guy who's really trying to find his identity, right? He's on this quest of searching for information and knowledge, and while acquiring this type of information, he got to be more mindful of doing more research, checking your sources, reviewing before you actually, promote anything.
It.
Right, exactly. And I think that's something that Kyrie's probably lacking right now, is that he's not really doing the full vetting of what he's promoting, and I think that's getting him into trouble.
Absolutely.
I want to get to Kyrie Irving in 1 second, but I want to make a bigger point that I think a lot of people have missed that is worth our attention and time. So, over the last several days, I've heard a lot of people come out and speak against Kyrie Irving, right? Which they should. I get it. On the lack of due diligence, I watched the entire film. I watched the entire thing. There's a lot of things in the film I disagree with. The curiosity nature of it is interesting. But I will say this. Where is that same attention and energy for the platform that is promoting it and profiting off of it? I don't hear any of that talk around Jeff Bezos and Amazon. I don't hear anybody talking about that. I hear everybody skewing their anger towards Kyrie for taking a picture of it and tweeting about it. Now, there deserves to be more context there from Kyrie. I think where Kyrie lost a lot of people is the unwillingness to go to the podium and expound upon the points that he learned from watching this. Right? And actually coming out and saying, I don't stand about calling Jewish people the devil.
Right.
And there was a lot of misinformation, but this is my main point from watching this. But I go back to the bigger macro point.
One thing. It is irresponsible, even if you have curiosity, it is
I agree with you,
irresponsible
Molly.
to amplify messages from Hitler ever on any, on any, and that's not, I just want to make that clear. And you didn't allude to that, but ever, under any circumstance.
Yes, so why is it on
100%.
a major platform? Why is the major platform amplifying it? Kyrie amplified it, the 14.7 million. I understand. I think that's a great point. But the platform is profiting and promoting it to billions of people. So the anti-Semitism, that is a thing, and I've called a lot of my Jewish friends. We have talked about this. I get it. Kyrie Irving deserves a lot of heat. Then put heat towards something where it deserves it too, and that's on the platform. And I feel like that whole thing is being missed here as everybody. And I get that Kanye tagged onto it. It's a bigger conversation.
You're right, but that doesn't also excuse.
It doesn't excuse it. I'm not saying it does.
Kyrie, and I want to get to the Nets.
And
does it excuse the Nets from not punishing him in any way? And Stephen A., I want you to get in here on the Nets' handling of Kyrie.
Well, a couple of things. Number one, Jay, you're not wrong, but how many times have I had to lecture you, my brother, on the fact that it's not about you being wrong, because you're not wrong, but accept reality for what it is. I remember when the hip-hop industry was religiously excoriated for their lyrics, but we didn't pay any attention to the companies hiring them and pushing artists to do the things that they did as it pertained to the lyrics they spewed and what have you. We didn't pay nearly as much attention to the record companies as much attention as we paid to the artist. That's a long-held argument that no one can deny, yet no one really cares about. At the end of the day, Jeff Bezos is worth billions upon billions upon billions of dollars, and we know that, okay? We know how much money he's worth. You know that you could sit up there and compromise his bottom line if, you call out Amazon for putting it on their platform, blah, 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 right? We know that. But at the end of the day, Kyrie Irving is the superstar athlete who decided to do what he did in terms of promoting and pushing it. He says he didn't promote, but when you put it on your platform, and you're talking about, it was the truth, well, then evidently that's how you feel and you were promoting it. So he's talking out of both sides of his mouth there. Having said all of that, here's what it comes down to when we look at the Nets situation. The Nets have handled Kyrie badly from day one, because what they did was they allowed him to come into the organization and basically say you could do what you want to do. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.